final thoughts, because I think this is the last video I'm going to make on this channel. Now, that's my plan. If that's not his plan, I'll be back here in a second. If he says, no, there's more, there's a lot more maybe, that's fine. I don't have a say in that. But what I think is, this is the final video on this channel. I've already set up a new channel, and I have an idea that I want to pursue on that, and I'll explain that at the end of this particular video. I say I think it's the final because I honestly, after last week's information, I don't know what else we can expect from him in terms of enlightening us as to where we stand. It was pretty obvious, if you could accept what he was saying, which of course only some of you did. Some of you decided that you're going to be stupid to the end and let the Revelation 12 sign parade past you in your life and never grasp what it was there for. But that's up to you. Some of you had some questions. That's legitimate. I'm going to address some of those questions in a couple of minutes. But a brief recap, because it's important that you understand what has transpired here. I mean, for years, I would knock on the door of prophecy. I don't understand it. Lord, can you help me? I hear what the teachers are saying. They don't understand it. We need help. I would knock year after year. Nothing. Year after year after year, starting in 2008, my first full year as a Christian. And some of you have been going at it a lot longer than even that. Knocking and nothing and knocking and nothing and nothing. And then April 2021, the door opened and information came out. I was stunned. I took down all the videos except the founding video, the very first video. I took them down because I said they're trash compared to this. This is truth. What he just opened the door and let me see and bring it to you. And I took them down. So when you look at the entirety of my videos on this channel, you'll see that I began in November of 2019. And so it looks like there were like a year or so, a year and a half before I made another video, April 2021, because I took down everything in between because it was trash compared to the truth that he was showing us. Little did I know there would be more. And even littler did I know that he had a systematic plan. He was prepping us for last week's video. I see that now. He had to give us information about the structure of Revelation before he could drop that truth bomb on us and fulfill the promise Jesus made in the 7 letters to the churches, that if you watch, you can know the hour of his coming. Let me just qualify that. Just because you watch doesn't mean that you will know the hour of his coming. If you watch and say, I'm going to watch but be stupid, then you're going to miss it. I'm not saying you're going to miss the rapture. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying you can't know the hour of his coming if you decide to be hard-headed and stupid. And take it from somebody who spent most of his life hard-headed and stupid. I know what that's like. If you decide to watch and not receive the truth, you're not going to know. But if you watch and are willing to receive the truth, take it to the Bible and see if it makes sense and receive it, then you can know the hour of his coming. What should have happened the day after Revelation 12 sign in September of 2017, somebody with great reach, somebody with, a mega pastor who's on radio and TV and does podcasts and YouTube, well-known figure in America and around the world, should have said, okay, I know a lot of people think what we just saw yesterday was the Revelation 12 sign. Well, I don't. But I also know if it was, then it's so important. I can't just blow it off. I need to make sure. But I'll tell you up front, he's talking to himself, it doesn't fit the timeline I had in my book on Revelation. Woe to everybody who ever wrote a book on Revelation. They just became unteachable. Trust me on that. Yeah, I wrote a book on Revelation once. Did you? Nice seeing you. Take care. See you in heaven. Not even going to waste any time. No chance. No chance. They just became unteachable. I'm a published author, for crying out loud. You're telling me something that I completely miss. No, there's no chance. But let's say in this case, this good pastor realizes maybe he made a mistake. And he says, look, if that was the Revelation 12 sign, then our timelines are way off. I will go back into Revelation. I'm willing to put the effort just to make sure, because if it's the Revelation 12 sign, I can't let it go by. I can't let it go by me and not notice it. I'll see if the book of Revelation actually supports that idea that we could have seen something in chapter 12 of Revelation now, because that doesn't make any sense to me. But if I can find that timeline, I'll give it some serious thought. Well, here's the timeline. There it is, folks. That's how you got the Revelation 12 sign in 2017 in September. Now, there was a lot of disappointment the day after the Revelation 12 sign. We didn't get raptured, everybody said, because they thought that was what the point of it was. What all of us should have said, including Scotty Clark, everyone who was involved in that and was watching should have said, okay, now wait a minute. That sure looked like the Revelation 12 sign, but nothing happened like we thought. What's going on? If that was the Revelation 12 sign, we just saw the most magnificent sign that we may ever get from God in our lifetime. We need to figure this out. What did it mean? But we didn't. And so last week, I didn't know the power of what that message was until a few days before. I was thinking about a whole different topic on the elders, how we've made a mistake on the elders, or many of you. That's not even worth going into compared to what we had last week. Okay, real quick. You know who the elders are in heaven? They don't represent the church. They are of the church. You know, all those people that came out of their tombs right after Christ was resurrected and walked the streets of Jerusalem. Do you think he killed them again and sent them back into their graves? No, he took them with him. They're the elders. Anyway, that's unimportant compared to what we talked about last week. Compared to that, everything is secondary, and he's giving us another shot at it. What we should have done began on September 24th, 2017, and we passed on it. He's giving us another chance to see that he is fulfilling his promise. If you watch, you can know the hour of his coming. And he's putting us inside that hour with the Revelation 12 sign. Now, a few people had some legitimate questions, and let me quickly address them and tell you what my plan is going forward. But if it runs counter to God's plan, I'm changing my plan on a dime. That's the one thing I told him before this thing started. If you give me truth, I'll drop what I was thinking and I'll embrace it. I will take what I thought and I'll just brush it off the table. Forget it. Your truth is now my truth. That's what I told him, and I think that's the right attitude going forward. And not a coincidence that as we started getting information from him, every single time he came in, I went, I didn't know that. That's not what I was thinking. Heck with what I was thinking. That's the attitude. That's the attitude every single one of us has to bring to him if we want to get some insight. He's not going to deal with hard-headedness. I think he's proven that in the past. He does not like a stiff-necked group of people. Anyway, so there were some questions. And one thing that I have to address, because I only read a few comments. I can't stand going into the comment section anymore. Used to love to. But now the comment section is filled with pearl tramplers. Yeah, there they are right now. Look at them. Slop dripping off their little twitching snouts. Look at that look in their eye. They're arrogant. They think they know everything. There's so many of them in the comment section now, I don't even enjoy going there, but I read like maybe 5 or 10% of the comments. And in that small sampling, I got a sense of what the general trend was of that video. And even the people who received it really didn't receive, most of them didn't receive it in the way it should have been. Hey, I think you're onto something, Stan. No, I'm not onto something. That is something. Stan didn't come up with it. Stan was the bike messenger. Got it? Here it is. Got it? Use your microphone, Stan. I will, sir. Here it is. Stan's not onto something. He gave us something. Anyway, please stop. I'm just, for your own good, stop with a day is 1,000 years and 1,000 years is a day and trying to figure out what a half-hour time is. When Peter said that, look, I'm not mad at you, but don't waste any more time on that. I may have read 30 comments, and about half of them were, yeah, I'm trying to do the math on. It's not a mathematical formula that Peter was giving us that you're supposed to take to the book of Revelation and apply it there. All Peter was saying is, time is meaningless to God. Do you really think that after every day it happens, God goes, oh, my aching back, that took a long time. That felt like 1,000 years to me. No, it didn't feel like anything. Time, he's impervious to time. That's Peter's point. It wasn't a mathematical formula to try and figure out how many years are in about a half hour of silence. Someone else asked, okay, Stan, in the past, you have said you lean towards believing in the Revelation 12 sign. Now you're solidly behind it. Why the epiphany? The Revelation 12 sign. That's a good and fair question. I never doubted the celestial alignment of the whole thing. It looked real to me. If you look into it, even the dragon was there. I mean, the whole thing was incredible. That wasn't what kept me from just completely embracing it. What kept me from fully embracing it was, well, what did it mean, though? If it was the Revelation 12 sign, there had to be a huge point. We all know it wasn't about the rapture. So what was the point? Was the point just kind of this vague, hey, guess what, guys, you're in the end times now, so look lively, stay awake. Was that it? I didn't think that, there needed to be something else. And when I saw what it was a week ago, that it was telling us, it was the visual clue that the half hour of silence has begun in heaven, leading to the sixth seal. Now that gave it all the important. Then I was like, okay, got it. It was huge. And so that's when I said, okay, I knew it looked real. Now I know it is because it stands for something amazing. So that's why the epiphany on the Revelation 12 sign. Someone and a couple people said, so you're saying the sixth seal, the seventh seal gets opened before the sixth seal gets opened? Now, I've always said that, and I totally understand the dilemma. That dilemma is what started this whole thing. Because about 2 years ago, before I started being led to some information in various ways, and I know how arrogant that sounds, but I don't know how else to be honest and provide you with what happened. If I say I had nothing to do with it, that sounds humble, and I mean for it to. I'm not trying to act humble, it's just the truth. But the flip side of that coin is, oh, you're saying God's working through you. I see, Stan. No. The big guy's passed. He's got an army of nobodies he gave it to. That's what he does. If you pass on this truth, it will not come back void to him. He'll give it to somebody else. He's passed it out to people who said, I'll take the message. I got a microphone. If you give me something, but you're going to have to do it because I'm too stupid to figure it out, Lord. And so he honored that. He answered prayers. He gave me some information and I passed it along. I was surprised. But before that happened, I started seeing that, you know what? It looks like to get this thing to make any sense, the seventh seal has to be opened before the sixth seal. But I even Googled it. Does anybody have a plan for that? Does anybody have seen that in the past? And I couldn't find anything. Maybe it's there now, but I couldn't find anything. And so that started it. The reason the seventh seal has to be opened before the sixth seal is because the sixth seal contains elements of both phases. It contains the end of the times of the Gentiles, which is the church age. It also contains the very beginning of the next phase, the sealing of the 144,000 from the 12 tribes of Israel to get Israel back on the olive tree, grafted back in. That's the next phase after the times of the Gentiles. So both are in there. The seventh seal also has a look at the sixth seal. Right after the half hour of silence, the event that takes place at the altar in heaven with the censer filled with the prayers of the saints, dipped in with fire and thrown to the earth, and there were noises, lightnings, thunderings, and an earthquake. That's the sixth seal as seen from heaven. When you read the sixth seal, you'll get an up close and personal view of what just happened. So there's an overlap, a simultaneous event. It's like not too dissimilar from this. A two-man relay race. First man takes off and he runs his lap. As he's finishing his lap, he's still holding the baton. The next runner starts running with his hand out. He's already running the race, his race, even though the first guy hasn't finished his race. The first guy finishes his race and he hands him the baton. At that moment, both hands are on it, his hand and the next hand, because they share something. They had to. And then he lets go. He's done. The next guy finishes his race. It's not too dissimilar from that. Anyway, people are going to believe what they're going to believe. I know that. And it doesn't even bother me anymore. I'm just, because I know what it is. It's so valuable what he gave us, that here's what I propose to do. I've started a new channel, and I've put the link in the description box. And it's going to be geared so that we can take all this information that I have gained since this video right here came out. But you can't ask people to watch 20 months worth of videos all in about the 20 to 25 minute range so that they can get to the truth of last week, that you are in the final hour of the Lord's return, of his appearance. This whole planet is about to get a wake-up call. My goodness, you talk about a reset, it's coming. It's great news for us. It's not great news for the world, but regardless. They're not going to watch all those videos. They wouldn't even know where to start. So I'm going to do what he did with us, prep them. That's what he did with us. He gave us the information we needed all along the way, building to so that we could understand why the Revelation 12 sign was given in 2017 and go, oh, my aching back. This is it. Yeah, this is it. It's go time. It's launch time. To get them to see that, I want to make a series of short videos. I'm actually going to script them out this time. There won't be any camera. I'm just going to do audio videos. Let's be honest. At my age, I sound better than I look, okay? So it's a win-win situation, all right. Okay, to be fair, I always sounded better than I looked. Okay, you got me on that one. One last little gut punch to me as I'm heading out the door. These will be audio videos because it's easier to do, too. And who wants to see me reading off my tablet? I want to make sure I get every word that I want to say on that script, read that script, give them the lesson, and say the next lesson in 2 days, 3 to 5 minutes, in 2 hours. By the end of it, when we get to the Revelation 12 truth bomb, they'll be prepared for it. And they'll go, oh, now I see. Oh, my aching back. Do I ever see? A few of them will go, no, that's not that. No. First of all, the white horse is the Antichrist. I know that. Okay. So there'll be that. But I got to try. And the difference between this channel and that channel, I'm not going to allow the swine comments. I'm not. Oh, look at them howl. They're already howling. Yeah. As soon as you leave a hog comment, I'm removing it and removing you permanently from the comment section. I didn't do that here. Here, I just let you go. It's the Wild West on this channel. It won't be there because I don't want those people to be contaminated by nonsense. Because what I'm giving them, I know is truth because it didn't come from me. And I know exactly where it came from because I spent way too many hours praying for it. And when it came, I went to the Bible and there it was, verified. And I want them to have that opportunity as well. And it's going to be difficult because that's not how our minds work. We don't want to be taught. We want to teach. But I'm going to try that. So if you go there, look it up. You're welcome to go there. You're going to hear concisely what has happened on this video. You may not hear anything new in it, so it may not interest you, or it might interest you, or you may have a use for it with one of your friends or your study group or something. But in a very short amount of time, I'll have 15 or 20 videos, I'm guessing, up of 3 to 5 minutes so that someone can listen in under 2 hours and hear what's going on and know exactly where they stand. Let me say it one more time, loud and clear. God bless you, first of all, brothers and sisters, especially those of you who have been with me since the very beginning. I don't want to lose that connection, but it's time now to try and give this thing into a format that people will grasp and undertake, because it won't take that much time for them. It's not that daunting. That's my goal. The new channel is called the Revelation Emergency Broadcast System. If you're coming over there to run your mouth, you will be run off. Okay, just so you know that. And I'll report you to YouTube for harassment, because I'm telling you, run your mouth on this channel all you want. Don't go over there and run your mouth. I'm keeping it clean. It's going to be a sterile library-like existence where people can come and just hear the truth and consider it. So let me end this part of that amazing 20-month journey with you, which has been the highlight of my Christian life. He is coming soon. God bless you.